Hi, I'm David Baker. I'm a fisheries biologist here with Kentucky Fish and Wildlife. And today, we want to show you all how to properly fillet and process a bluegill. So there's a couple different methods we're going to look at today. The first one's going to be filleting, and then the second fish we're going to show you is how to scale it and cook it whole. We're going to do the fillet. Again, this is a process that works good for bass, bluegill, crappie, shellcracker, and a lot of variety of fish. So to get started, you want to lay the fish on its side. You want to pick up this pectoral fin, and you're going to make your first cut right behind the pectoral fin and the gill flap. So what you'll do is kind of angle towards the head. You're going to cut straight down. You'll go through the scales. And as you go down, you'll go nice and slow until you feel your knife blade contact the spine of the fish. Once you get to the spine of the fish, you'll want to turn your blade, kind of rotate as you cut to about 90 degrees, or you're parallel with your cutting surface. And then you're going to work down that spine to the base of the tail. So let's get that done. So you'll feel a few bones initially kind of you'll cut through as the ribs, and then it'll get easier. So I'm through the last rib there, and now I'm just sliding it parallel with the fish down to the base of the tail. Instead of cutting it loose, what I do is I actually stop, because you'll flip this fillet over. With it still connected, it helps hold the fillet so you can separate the skin from the fillet itself. You'll start here at the base of the fish. You're going to cut down kind of at a 45. I put a little pressure, put a little bow in your blade, and what that'll do is it'll keep it a nice pressure against that skin so you can get really close to the skin. Nice little movements as you'll go across the skin. When you come, the skin will be left. Your fillet, the skin will be removed. At this point, you still have the rib cage on the fillet. To make it boneless, come above the rib cage, cut around the ribs. Then what I do is I'll turn it and just keep working around the ribs. The whole rib cage will come off. Where your fins come in, you'll have a few little pieces of loose meat you'll want to pull off, just because it'll make the taste of your fillet better, and you end up with a nice boneless fillet for a bluegill. This works better on your bigger fish, typically 7 inches and bigger. You can get a nice boneless fillet. There's also another method where you can actually scale the fish and cook it whole. So for this process, what we're going to do, the scales actually kind of go backwards towards the tail, away from the head. So you're actually going to scrape from the tail towards the head, and you're going to actually remove the scales. So you'll actually just work all the way up the fish. Hold that fin out of your way, and you'll just scrape, and you'll see all these fillet scales kind of coming off. You want to do that over the entire body of the fish. And as you do this, you'll kind of see that sheen go away, and it'll be kind of a little bit more of a dull look. But get all the way down onto the belly. At the base of the tail, want to get up here on the back of the fish, up by the dorsal fin. All right. And when you get done, you'll go from this real rough texture feel to what's really nice and it's smooth with your knife blade. And what you'll do is you'll actually do this for both sides. So you'll flip it over, repeat the process. Once you've done that, you'll want to remove the head and remove the guts, the intestines. So right behind this pectoral fin and the back of the gill flap, where when we filleted, we went straight down. This time, you're not going to stop at the spine. You're going to go all the way through the entire fish. And remove the head. You'll flip the fish over, insert your knife into the body cavity, and cut back to the anal fin. It'll open that body cavity up, and you'll just stick your finger in there and you'll pull the intestines out. It'll leave the body cavity nice and clean. At this point, you will take it, wash it, get all these loose scales off, and then it's ready to go to the frying pan or bake it, whatever your choice would be. So that's two different methods: boneless fillet and cooking the bluegill whole. So these are a couple different ways that you can fillet a bluegill. Hopefully you find this useful with your next adventure, and good luck on your next fishing trip.